Please believe what I am about to write, as it is not even close to hyperbole. Ready Player One was the most disappointing reading experience of my entire life. Welcome back, book burners. We're looking at top reviews of popular books you either burn by or burn through. My name is Ben. Let's dive in. Today's book is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. With an overall rating of 4.23 stars on Goodreads and 1.2 million reviews, let's jump in with the 1 star. Rick says, "Please believe what I am about to write, as it is not even close to hyperbole. Ready Player One was the most disappointing reading experience of my entire life." This book exists solely to glorify hollow pop culture from the 80s, and yet Ernest Cline does absolutely nothing to convince the reader that the 80s were cool, if he or she didn't think so already. The plot is overly simplistic and plods along with inevitably making the Da Vinci Code read like a Pulitzer Prize winner. Cline's hero Wade is the trivia equivalent of Superman, where he is so overpowered his, quote, quest becomes tedious rather than uplifting. And at the end of the day, Wade is just an arrogant, elitist prick. For example, he describes his abject poverty and lack of real-world opportunities as, quote, being in the world's greatest video arcade with no quarters. Seriously, f*** you, Wade. 2 stars. Cindy says, "An interesting premise that lacks in depth and instead overstuffs itself with 80s nostalgia. There's a clear demographic that Cline aims for and certainly succeeds at since this book is so overhyped, but making a bunch of tongue-in-cheek pop culture references to delight your audience doesn't mean your story is substantially good. Also, describing a black character as having, quote, chocolate-covered skin and making Japanese characters bow and incessantly talk about honor is tactless. Just because you're trying to appeal to 80 kids doesn't mean your writing should be as culturally incompetent as that decade." 3 stars. Jessica says, "I will give credit to the originality of the story. I could have easily seen myself really enjoying this book if it focused more on the fiction aspect of science fiction and not made it so polluted with realistic references." 4 stars. Petrick says, "I faced major loneliness last year when I played video games way too much. It almost ruined my life. It's one of the reasons I tried reading again, starting with Mistborn back in September of 2016, and oh boy, my addiction of gaming decreased by a lot. I'm a lot happier now since I started taking reading seriously. The main reason is this. I have people to share my experience with. In the end, true happiness lies in our world. Every wealth you have, every hobby amounts to nothing if you don't have someone to share it with. And that is what I think this book is trying to convey to the most of us. Besides, let's face it, without our mundane reality, we won't enjoy reading or playing video games that much anyway." 5 stars. Mark says, "This is an exciting story, especially for geeks, and the key word is fun. You're not going to find powerful prose, extensive character development, or deep themes. There's an arm wave at the end toward the notion that living in the real world is probably better for us, but yeah, shallow stuff though, enormously absorbing, and I loved it." So there you have it. Those are some of the top reviews on the book Ready Player One. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments and tell me which one I should cover next.